let me just say, Christians will not be perfectly holy in this life. Let's make that clear. Sadly, there are some who have taught that you could be. And some have loudly proclaimed that they themselves are sinlessly perfect. So this is often referred to as a false doctrine called sinless perfection or perfectionism. There's a story about Charles Spurgeon. I don't know if this is apocryphal, if you will, if it's fact or fiction, but there's a story of Spurgeon being at a conference where he was ministering, and there was a minister who spoke the night before this event that I'm going to tell you about happens, and he taught on sinless perfection, and he even said that he had attained it. So you have this minister who's preaching himself, which is not a good thing to do, saying that he has attained sinless perfection, and he's preaching on that doctrine. The next morning at breakfast, Spurgeon supposedly took some milk and then poured it on the head of this minister. And he reacted with rage and anger. And thus the error of his own sinless perfection claim was ended. Now, granted, look, you walk around with anybody for like 24 hours and you just live with them, you watch them, you're going to see, even as godly and loving and holy as they are, everyone sins. None of us are perfect. So you can see that by way of experience, but it's also good for you to know that biblically, right? James, in James chapter 3, verse 2, he said, "For we all stumble in many things." Look, James, the Lord's brother who's writing that epistle says, "For we all stumble in many things." John wrote, "If we say we have no sin, we deceive ourselves and the truth is not in us." It's a serious thing. If somebody starts walking around saying, "I'm not sinful, I don't sin." In light of the Lord's Prayer, think about Jesus. In the Lord's Prayer, he told his disciples to pray regularly. Most immediately, in the context, people are asking, right, in the Lord's Prayer for daily bread, give us this day our daily bread. And then what comes next? Forgive us. Forgive us of our debts. Forgive us of our sins. Luke 11:4. So the expectation of the scriptures is that we won't be perfect this side of eternity. We got to grow in holiness. It's not an excuse to wallow in sin. But nonetheless, we're not going to be perfect this side of eternity.